I've made the transition. Snowshoes mandatory. Let's see, it's been 3 weeks almost since the last camera check, and we've had one good storm up here. There's another one tonight. Like they issued a winter storm warning starting tonight, so it's already snowing a little bit, but this seemed like my last chance to really get in. Batteries are going to be about dead anyway, so I thought I better jump on it and trade batteries, check the cameras, and see where we're at with SNRF Quest. So, man, I was thinking on the way up here how much work it is to maintain this and keep checking on these cameras, and how frustrating it is to get nothing for so long. But then I was thinking about how cool it is to be able to do this at all, you know. It's a cool thing to be able to do it all. So I'm motivated, sticking with it. I was looking at maps a lot over the last couple weeks, and I know exactly where I want to put a camera if I'm allowed into the wilderness with this permit application. No word on that at this point, but we're waiting it out. 30 days, they say they'll get back to you. So here we go. I'm headed to that trail cam that I moved where I saw those tracks. So we're gonna head that way and see what we can see first. All right. I think we're getting close. I think this gully down here is kind of where I was, ish. Not a lot of track action so far as I kind of look at the ground. But a lot of this snow is very recent, so possible could have stuff cruising through. I feel like I see some tracks over there, maybe. I think I'm down here in this dead tree, I think, or pretty close. See if my camera's totally buried. I'm a little worried about this next storm with the camera trap and the potential for getting buried. We'll see how bad it looks now. There's not really much of a way to raise it up, so we will see. All right, was this it? Or was this like the other log? I don't remember. I might have to wander up this gully a little bit more. I'm pretty sure I'm in the right gully. It could be around the corner, so we'll look around. Unless it's hiding like running one of those. I thought it was on that one. Nothing trail camera looking around here, so I think I'm further up. All right, I'm tricking myself. I've been smacking snow off of stuff. Like I know it was here somewhere. It's right here. It's pointing more that way. That trail came from there and I thought it came from here. So here it is. Anyway, if I can get there with these big old snowshoes on. You never like to see that moisture in the camera, but I've had it happen a lot. They usually survive it, but a little dampness in there. All right, let me get it open and we'll see what we can see here. All right, you're gonna have the nasty bubbles to look through again here. If I can even make it so you can see it. I'm gonna have to pick it up. Hold on. Okay, there are 13 videos on here. That's me. There's a nighttime one already. Let's see. It's gonna be a wind trigger. I bet we have some wind, man. Bummer. This bush right here blew over and was in front of it. It wasn't in front of it when I set it up, but man, more wind. More wind. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a whole bunch of wind, man. But, you know, the first time I set up a camera and got a fox, a SNRF, it was in the middle of a whole bunch of wind triggers. Remember that? You got to go through them all. See what you can see. That's a daytime one. I don't see anything. Maybe a squirrel or something. We'll get it on the computer. Ooh, there's a little something. Coyote, maybe. Yep. Cool shot of a coyote. All right. Well, that was the first one on there, was that coyote. It's interesting to be getting coyotes because get that snow out of there. One of the theories on why the Sierra Nevada red fox population hasn't bounced back like they were hoping it would after the 70s when they banned hunting and trapping of them is that they think coyotes have kind of increased and are competing for the same food. This seems to me like a pretty high elevation for coyotes to be hanging out in the winter, but here they are, right? And coyotes coming up to here and Sierra Nevada red fox coming down to here creates a little conflict of interest for food. So that's, in the last 2 camera checks, that's the 3rd coyote that I've gotten in this general kind of area. That's interesting to me. But I'm gonna swap out the memory card in this thing and go back to where I parked and drive and then hike to the camera trap. Hopefully the snow doesn't increase till later, but we'll see what we get. So I had a few people comment on YouTube and on my Facebook page about those tracks. I put that video clip of those tracks. Someone suggested marten, which they're definitely here in this area. And I have very little experience with marten tracks. The ones I've seen are like giant squirrels, right? Like I caught one last winter on that trail cam and they kind of bound through the snow. That was really deep snow, but I've never seen one at like a gallop, you know, or a trot. And those tracks sure look to me like a canine sort of trotting pattern. But a marten is possible because they can do that. They just look to be spaced out pretty far to me, and martens have short little legs. Obviously I want to believe that it was a SNRF, but it wasn't necessarily, right? It was 4 feet, featureless feet from what I could see that were spread out like a canine. So in the moment I'm like, what else could that be, you know? But certainly could have been a marten. Couldn't have been much else. And someone commented about, did I check under that log for hair? And I thought of that on the way home and kind of kicked myself, and I did not. I went through back through that video a bunch of times. I don't see anything that looks like little hairs hanging there. And honestly, it would have to be a pretty distinct red fox hair for me to know, you know. Marten, brown hair is brown hair. Would have been shorter, I guess, but I don't know. Anyway, it's a mystery, but we do know that red fox, Sierra Nevada red fox, are in this area in the winter. And we're gonna ride it out, and we shall see. So onward to the other camera. So I was debating whether I should carry my wildlife lens or my landscape shorter lens. I'm carrying the landscape lens, and I just spooked a great blue heron in the snow up here. And I think it's right up here. I think it went around the corner. I'm gonna try to sneak up on it, show you. Oh no. Might have flown away. Probably the same one I got a camera trap image of. It's not far from here. Why is he staying up here in the winter though? I didn't know they did that. Where'd he go? There he is. See him flying away. That's crazy. I hope you saw that. I've seen him in the snow, like hunting mice and stuff, but I've never seen one like up here in the deep snow. I mean, what's that guy eating? They dig down and get rodents out of the ground. I mean, I've seen them eat fish. I've seen them eat mice. They're pretty crazy birds, but what's that guy doing hanging out here? Maybe he's going down the creek and hunting fish where we got a picture of him, and just enjoying his days on the glorious shores of this lake here. Which, by the way, if you know which lake this is, my camera is not too far from here. I mean, there's not that much you can get to really without going too far off the beaten path, so it's not a huge secret. I'm kind of looking for where he was parked. I want to find some tracks. I think he was on his log. I think this is him. And over here. There you go. If you ever need to track a great blue heron in the snow, now you know what to look for. It's like dragging his toes a little bit. That's fascinating to me. I don't know if that's as crazy to you as it is to me, but I don't know a whole lot about those birds, but they did make the cool birds list for sure. I have a list of cool birds. I'm the sole authority on what makes a cool bird, but the two main criteria are that it has talons and that it eats other animals. That makes a bird cool no matter what. There are exceptions to the cool birds rules, and the great blue heron is one exception. Cool bird, in spite of the lack of talons, because they do eat other animals and anything else that they want. They're cool. Anyway, a ways to go before we get to this camera, but don't tell anybody what lake this is, please. All right, here we are. I got cameras there. I can see the trigger in a flash, but that trail cam is here. trying to see if there's any kind of action in the snow here. There's potentially, probably that stuff falling out of the trees. So let's check the trail cam, and then we'll get to changing batteries and everything, but see what we got. Everything looks like it's all right. We'll see if it'll fire when it sees me. The flash right here. Oh yeah, all three flashes just fired like they hadn't missed a beat, so I guess that's good. Probably means it hasn't been used much, but everything's working. So there was some rain up here too. I was kind of worried about those flashes, but all right, I gotta get my jacket off. I'm sweating. There I get flashed again. I'm gonna make a path where I want a path, so animals will follow me, and then I'm gonna get a layer off and start changing batteries. All right, the question seems like it's becoming what came by before the snow. Yikes, I just took my snowshoes off and I'm glad I have them. All right, this thing's got some water also. See that cloudiness? It's not good. That's probably from a bunch of rain before the snow. That's where I've seen that. All right, battery's still good. Playback. All right, it's me opening it just now. What do we got on here? 8 videos. Me, a nighttime one. Looks like a wind. At a glance. More wind. Must have been a heck of a storm, man. More wind. Me and me. Not all that exciting. Close that up. Overworking. I'm expecting nothing on the camera trap. Yeehaw. Let's see. I'm really liking the height off the ground right now. Cool little snow cap thing, but I'm liking the placement if anybody comes along the edge of this little pond. So the temptation is to let it ride, you know. I don't know. Let's see what's on it. Maybe we got lucky, but I don't know. I hate to break this perfect snow cap, but my Starbucks cup visor, man, that thing is a champ. Everybody's happy in there. It's me walking up. Some snow, rain, like frost. Wow. All right, there's a night trigger. I don't know. Some cool images of that pond. That's probably just snow falling out of trees, tripping the camera. Different amounts of evaporation and some condensation on the lens. And that's me again. Getting out of here last time. Yep, that's it, people. Man, those night ones, I feel like right over here I'm seeing a little bit of shadow from one of those flashes, like something came by and stayed out of the frame. But another couple weeks of very little. That's the deal. That's what happens. So we ride it out. I'll swap out batteries. And I actually meant to bring batteries for the trigger this time, and I did not. But I think it seems like it's working great. So I might just not even check how low those are. Not much I can do about it anyway, but I'll do everything else. We'll do trigger batteries next time we come up. And I better get busy, get it done before the storm really hits and get off the hill. All right, again, fast forward like a half an hour. Some of those things were frozen shut and all that, but new batteries everywhere except the trigger. Kind of bummed I forgot. It was showing like just below full last time. I mean, it lasts a long time, but I like to keep it full because it slows down the trigger speed a little bit as the batteries die, but they're probably like half right now, so it'll last. It'll just trigger a little slower. So I changed the angle a little bit to adjust for that. Everything else is good. I took the memory card out of that camera. I left the memory card in my trail cam down there. There was nothing interesting on there. So I didn't even swap it out. I'll probably just leave it. It was like 8 videos. I may delete it. I'll probably format it. I don't know. No reason to keep those videos of me walking by. So I'm gonna get out of here. I've been packing this all down. Obviously just standing back here working. So I'm gonna do the same up here in front of the camera, partly to keep the snow from building up over the camera, and partly because if I'm an animal and I come into this area and I want to investigate, I'm gonna go where the snow's all packed down, where the person has been, you know, and sniff around. So I want to pack all that down also, just in case, you know. It makes sense to me anyway. So there you go. We'll get out of here. The snow let up for me a little bit. I got some blue sky peeking in, so I was able to change batteries and keep everything pretty dry. These housings are doing better. They're staying pretty dry, so I'm not too worried, especially since this next storm is supposed to be cold and snowy and not rainy. It's the rain that sneaks in, I think. So there you go. That's all I know. We're gonna pack it down and get out of here. All right, there we go. I do not think that it's weird to expect animals to work the edge of this little pond. It just makes sense. So it's a good placement. It's just a waiting game at this point. So try not to be discouraged, power through, and we'll get something. And again, man, if that permit comes through, I'm kind of itching for spring anyway. After reading that report and kind of looking to where they've been, where I might want to be. But there is a couple spots. If I can get in the wilderness, I know where I want to be all summer. So, and I will just set a camera up and probably just wait. If I can get one camera where I want it, that's exciting to think about. But until then, pretty fun being up here in the winter and hike back through the 7 levels of the candy cane forest to get back to the car before the snow starts. So let's go. I'm kind of glad the storm's coming tonight and we'll like wipe away my tracks, man, because it would be easy for someone to just follow me to my camera right now. People are around, you know. I mean, I want to think most people that'll be out here would look and not touch, you know. assume it's a important official thing, which I think is probably the case, but you never know. So hopefully tonight's snow will wipe away any trace. All right, I'm almost back to the car. I'm gonna get home and upload some photos. We'll throw this video together and see you later. Thanks for coming out, joining me on the SNRF quest. And we will eventually get one on cam. It'll be fun. All right, see ya.